by our great fortune, we have heard from the lotus mouths of the Vaishnavas about the glories of our Guru Varga. This fortune, we pray that it is always with us, and we understand that to be the causeless mercy of the Lord. Material sounds and news are always going around everywhere. Without even anyone's request or desire, they will come and enter your ears, and they will come inside like a very sweet sound, and then they will burst outside like destroying you. So we should be very careful. But in one way or another, material sounds will enter your ears, and they will cause you so much disturbance and anxiety. But Harikatha, to distribute that and to be able to hear that, is only for those who have the greatest fortune. It is very rare. Also, by the causeless mercy of God, you will have taste in that. Otherwise, even though you have that great opportunity, you will have no taste for it and will think, oh, what is in that? It is not so special. Now, today we are talking about the appearance and disappearance days of our Guru Varga. We heard how on the appearance day, the Guru Varga, wherever there are festivals going on in their honor, like on the day of Ekadashi, if you are following, then if someone is worshipping Ekadashi or remembering Ekadashi or glorifying her qualities and so forth, Ekadashi Devi does not come alone. She comes with Madhava. Why? It is Madhava Titi, Krishna's day. And Krishna therefore says, O Ekadashi, wherever you go, if someone is respecting you, I will also come with you there and give them blessings. And I will follow whatever you want, but you should help everyone. So, we heard from Prabhuji that all the Karuna Shakti or the mercy potency of Krishna is present with his associates, and they distribute that. They have that great magnanimity in which they give everyone all their affection and mercy. They can give to anyone as they like. Even if Krishna doesn't want to help someone or give mercy, then they can give. If Krishna is displeased with someone, then if Guru is pleased with them, there's no problem. They will anyhow make Krishna accept them. Krishna in this way is conquered by the devotee's love. So we hear these things. However, in this, it is said, Chakkudan dilaje janme janme Prabhu say, we have eyes, but they are closed. We have eyes that are like camera lenses, and we collect so many things in this world through our eyes, taking pictures and bringing them in our mind and heart. But we do not have the power to see bhakti or to see scripture. Even though we have these books in front of us, we do not read them or look at them. Our eyes in this way are not spiritual. We see that all different countries and religions, they make God impersonal, and they say God has no form, God has no qualities, He is like impersonal. And they also say, what is bhakti, what is devotion? That is not important. That is like a means to an end. And what is a devotee? That is not anything special. A real bhakta is someone who serves everyone in this world like a karmi. They are a server of man, not a server of God. That is a real bhakta. So in this way, throughout the world, there are so many false teachers, false religions, and so forth. But who is giving us spiritual vision, or chakshudan? It is very rare to find. If our eyes see so many things in this world and collect these things and bring them in our heart, then we can imagine, since millions of lifetimes we have collected many things with our eyes, and these are all stocked within our hearts and our subtle bodies, and we become like violent or full of ignorance or passion, lust, greed, anger, and so forth. Why? Because we have collected so many material things with our eyes, ears, and other senses, but we do not have the good fortune to taste or drink that divine transcendental nectar. When the associates of the Lord mercifully appear in this world and give us transcendental eyes, then without that we cannot see God, we cannot have darshan or audience of Gurudeva. When we were about to print Sri Guru Darshan, the biography of Srila Gurudev. Some people said, many questions were there. Why have you given the name Guru Darshan? Read it, then you will understand. If you do not have the fortune of having Gurudev's Darshan, then you can come and complain to us. Some people would say, oh, we read and do not want to stop. We read one page, then turn the next page. They asked, why did you give the name Guru Darshan? I said, if you see Gurudev there in that, then it is Guru Darshan. If you do not see Gurudev there, then you can complain to us. So who will give us transcendental eyes? Without Guru or a pure Guru, it is not possible. If you take shelter of a false Guru who does not engage you in the service of Vaishnavas, bring you to the Dham, or has no relation with scripture, Guru, Vaishnavas, etc., then he is not a Guru. He is not a Guru, he is a Uru, or like an owl, or like a Goru, like a cow, or also not a cow with 4 legs, a cow with 3 legs and with only 1 eye. So, when Gurudev gives us transcendental vision, and when does he give us transcendental vision? On that day when we try to come into the shelter of his lotus feet. Truly, is our work at that time successful? We should understand, if Gurudev has not given us his mercy, then we cannot really come into his association truly. We can say, I am Ram Das, I am Krishna Das, but if Krishna does not accept us, or Ram does not accept us, we are not Krishna Das or Ram Das. In the same way, we may say, I am the disciple of Guru, but has Guru accepted us or not? When Gurudev accepts us, then we get transcendental vision, Chakshudan. Sukadeva Goswami gives the acquaintance with the devotees or santas in the Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, look at the Brajadevis. How are they the greatest saints or devotees? If someone comes into their shelter or tries to come into the shelter of their lotus feet, what will God do? Bhagavan sees, oh, if he hears even the name of the Brajadevis, then Krishna says, oh, Netra, that, oh, Vaikuntha is not so dear to me, my brother Sankarshan is not so dear to me, Sankarshan, Ram, or Sankar, or even my own self, or Uddhava or Lakshmi is not so dear to me as the Brajagopis are dear to me. Krishna himself says this, oh, the gopis are my dearmost beloveds. So, if we have not come into the shelter of their feet, then what is the purpose of our life? And on the other hand, if we have or aspire to come into their shelter, then Krishna, what will he do? He will send his associates and say, oh, go and help them. Go and fulfill their desire. You have full responsibility to help them and to bring them to me. First of all, you help them. There are 330 million demigods to help other people, but Krishna sends his own associates, not only Krishna's associates, but Radharani's associates, to those who desire to come into the shelter of the Brajagopis. If they have a little faith in the gopis and a little eagerness or greed to follow their footsteps, then Krishna and Radharani send their very dear associates, and until they give them transcendental vision or transcendental eyes, and bring them into the transcendental world or reality, then the Guru Varga will not consider their job complete when they see, oh, my work is complete. Why? When is their work complete? Only when everyone has become completely engaged in Braja Bhakti and they are following properly. At that time, Guru considers, okay, now I am successful in my service. Gurudev does not want to stop until we are fully established in our relationship with Radharani and Krishna and their associates. Then Gurudev will be called back by Radha and Krishna. Those who he has given transcendental vision, what will they do? Those people or followers, then they will not show other people Jada Darshan or material things. They will give Guru Darshan. They will show people who is Guru, who is God, and who are his associates, what is their nature, what are their qualities, what are their glories. That person who has received transcendental vision from Guru, he will distribute the glories of Guru and the Mahaprasad from Radha and Krishna, and he will connect people to them. He knows that I myself do not have power, but I can do their glories. We see the associates of Guru, they know I am not Guru, I am not the person connecting everyone. I am not so powerful, but it is my service and my duty to bring them to Gurudev. He has opened my eyes, and now I will bring them to Gurudev, and he can also open their eyes. In this way, they only consider themselves to be the instrument. Lokanath Goswami would say, Kabe Lokanath More Sanget Loya Jabe Shirupera Pada Padma More Samarpibe. When will my Gurudev Lokanath take me and offer me at the shelter of Shirupa? So even though he was the disciple of Lokanath, he thought, I will pray to my Gurudev to take me to Rupa. And Rupa was even younger than Lokanath Goswami. But still, he had this Rupanuga mood. So we are all in this Rupanuga line. If we can enter this line by the mercy of Gurudev and we develop faith and greed for that, then there's nothing to worry about. We see whether we met Guru or not, still we can come into that line. Whether we have seen Gurudev or not, then we can still be connected to him. Why? Just like we can be connected to Rupa Goswami. Why? Gurudev is a transcendental personality, just like Rupa Goswami. And by coming into connection with those whose eyes have been opened by Gurudev, then we can come and we can see Gurudev, we can have Guru Darshan by their mercy. Otherwise, what is our dharma? Whatever we have obtained, we should understand that is Gurudev's, and with whatever strength and energy we have, we should only glorify Srila Gurudev. If we connect people to ourselves, that is only for 2 or 4 days, and it will be a relationship like Romeo and Juliet or Laila Majnu. And we will have to become like Sahajiyas. We will become Pakka or very good Sahajiyas, enjoying with each other without any spirituality. It is only a sham or artificial display. But if we connect everyone to Gurudev and the Guru Varga, we offer whoever comes into our company to Gurudev, then that is not the false way of preaching or serving. That the disciples of Guru, whose eyes have been opened by him, they can do this service, but they do never think that, oh, I am the Guru and I am connecting everyone and I can bring everyone to Krishna and I can nourish and give everyone shelter. Instead, they will only act like the messenger or the instrument bringing everyone to Gurudev. Then Gurudev gives them all adhikar. We see the Manjaris have the first adhikar, or the most eligibility to help everyone. When someone comes new to the Guru Varga, then what will the Sevaks do? They will prepare them, train them, and then bring them to Gurudev. When Gurudev would see so many new boys and girls come, then Gurudev was so happy. Gurudev would go preaching in the West, and when he came back to the Mutt, he would see, oh, so many new boys had come, and they were learning kirtan and becoming trained. Gurudev was so happy. So in this way, by the association of the associates of Guru and of Guru or Radha Krishna, we can develop very nicely and then make very strong relation. Like we see Krishna, by the mercy of Guru, in 64 days he learned all the 64 arts. So if we come in the association of a pure Guru, we do not need 5 or 10 lives. In a short time we can learn so many things and become so qualified. Otherwise, ordinary people, they struggle so hard, but they never learn anything and they never progress at all. So why do we not endeavor to become the objects of Srila Gurudev's mercy? Why have we not developed? Why? What is our shortcoming? We are not fully absorbed in Gurudev. When I came to the Mutt, I asked, what is Guru Seva? What is the meaning of serving Guru? How can Guru be pleased? Gurudev also asked Param Gurudev, what is Guru Seva? How can I please Guru? Param Gurudev also said, oh, I also asked Prabhupada. So I asked Gurudev, and Gurudev asked Param Gurudev, and Param Gurudev said, I asked Prabhupada, how can I do your Guru Seva? How can I fulfill your desire? If you fulfill the desire of Guru, it is the same as fulfilling the desire of Bhagavan. Therefore, we hear Sri Rupa Goswami fulfilled the desire of Mahaprabhu, Sri Rupa Manobhistam, Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale, and we hear Priya Swarup Hedhaita Swarupe. Rupa Goswami is therefore considered non-different from Mahaprabhu himself. So to fulfill the heart's desire of the Guru Parampara, that is real Guru Seva. So Gurudev said, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what did he say? Oh, I want to see that day. I see that day coming when Westerners, foreigners, Indians will all together be dancing and singing the names of Gauranga and Radha Krishna. So Gurudev served to fulfill that vision of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada preached widely everywhere. and Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada preached, and Param Gurudev preached very widely. Then Param Gurudev said, now I have faith that, oh, my disciple Sri Narayan Maharaj, he will fulfill my desire. Swami Maharaj, first Param Gurudev gave sannyas to our Gurudev Srila Narayan Maharaj, and he told Gurudev that you should distribute all and publish all the books of our Guru Varga in the national language of India, or Hindi. Why? Most of the books of our Parampara were in Bengali, and not everyone could read or understand these, and very few people would read these. Some Babajis had manifested the books in Hindi or translated them to Hindi. Once there was a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada in Bihar. He had made an ashram there and did bhajan there near Hazirabad. He said, oh, my disciples are not respecting the Goswami's books, and also they're all eating and sleeping and playing and fighting. That is their life. They think that is living in the mat, to fight, to play, to eat and to sleep. But they have no respect or faith in the Goswami's books. So what did he do? He took all the books. He had a very big library of all the Goswami's books and Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books and so forth, Prabhupada's books. He came to Gurudev in Keshavji Gaudiya Mat, and he knocked on the door and said, oh, he was not acting in an arrogant way. He came very humbly, even though he was a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. And he came in the night with a full truck of books. At Mangalarti, he came upstairs and offered pranam to Gurudev, and then Gurudev saw, oh, this is the dear associate of Prabhupada, and he respected him, offered pranam to him, gave him a room to stay in, and asked him if he could serve him in any way. He arranged all facility for him. Then he said, oh, my truck is outside, full of books of the Goswamis and all the acharyas. I have brought all the books of the Goswamis and Prabhupada, and Prabhupada desired that I should offer everything to you. Therefore I have come. Prabhupada also desired that these books will be published and distributed widely by you. It is your service. You will distribute these books all over the world in all different languages. You will establish the teachings of the Goswamis. Then he was so happy with Gurudev. He manifested asatvik bhavs. He was crying and laughing, and his hairs were standing on end, and he was sweating, and he was also shivering. We see he was so happy with Gurudev, and he was saying, oh, it is your responsibility given by Prabhupada and by your Guru Maharaj. It is his desire that you publish all these books. I did not see anyone else qualified, but you are qualified, and therefore I am offering these books to you. Gurudev accepted these books, and after some time, Param Gurudev came to Mathura, Keshavji Gaudiya Mat. He had not heard about this, because at that time they did not have such a fast means of communication. So Param Gurudev, before he had said, oh, he had given the instruction to Gurudev to publish all these books, and he said, they will come, do not worry. So he said, you should respect and honor these books, and pray to these books, and then publish them all. When Param Gurudev came to Mathura and he saw these very rare books after Prabhupada's time, then some of his false disciples took his books and they threw them all in the Ganga, and they destroyed almost all his publications. But some disciples were there who had collected the different books, and so in this way there were some copies left. And in this way, some people had libraries of Prabhupada's books. But Gurudev, it was very rare to get these and very difficult. So Gurudev was given all these books, and then Param Gurudev came and he made wooden cupboards for all the books. And he himself read the books, and we can see his signature in the books, saying that, oh, he has checked them for any mistakes. Why? Because some books had been taken by the Sajiyas and Babajis and made mistakes, or they had polluted them. So in this way, Param Gurudev checked the books and read through them and corrected whatever mistakes he found. And he would also give dictations to Srila Gurudev. Then Gurudev began publishing. First, Param Gurudev gave a dictation, and they published a book called Sahajiya Dhalan, which is destroying the conceptions of the Sahajiyas. Then he gave Gurudev the instruction to publish the Jaiva Dharma. Before, they published a book called Vijay Gram Sannyasi. In this way, they published many books. Param Gurudev said to serve these books is the same as serving the Goswamis. In his final pastimes in Delhi, Gurudev, before leaving, when he was in Delhi, Gurudev told his disciples and followers that you should never stop the publication of these books. Serving these books and doing book publication work is direct service. You cannot always meet with the Vapu or the form of the Goswamis or Guru Varga, but to connect with their teachings or their words, their Vani, then that is a way to directly serve them. Therefore, you should all be engaged with enthusiasm in the publication service. In this way, you can make direct connection with them. If you cannot understand anything, then pray to them, and they will themselves manifest everything to you. They will come themselves, or they will inspire you directly to understand all these things. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he came so many days ago in our Sampradaya when he could not understand one of the commentaries of Kaviraj Goswami. Kaviraj Goswami had written some glorification of the Kam Gayatri, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur could not understand that fully. So he went to Radhakund and he was praying to Radharani there and to Kaviraj Goswami there. Before Kaviraj Goswami came, Radharani herself came. Why? Kaviraj Goswami is Kasturi Manjari, so Radharani herself came because they are so dear. And she said, "Oh Vishwanath, here, understand this." And she explained everything. So Param Gurudev said, connect to these books, and if you do not understand something, deeply pray, and then you will be inspired. Gurudev therefore said in Delhi, I never want my publication to stop. They should always go on. In Puri also, Gurudev said to Vangsi Prabhu, oh, you should also publish in the Oriya language. You should publish all over Orissa. That the books have been published and distributed all over the world in different languages, but now I want them published specifically in the Oriya language and distributed in Orissa. If you develop greed in serving the Granthas, then and taste for that, then you make relation with the Guru Varga, and then you understand their glories, and naturally you will respect them, and you will have faith develop in them, and Sambandha Gyan or knowledge and proper relationship will develop. And if you get this Sambandha and mercy, then naturally you will chant Harinam. You will not have to struggle so hard to chant Harinam. It will come naturally to you. Otherwise, those who chant Harinam without this connection, they will always think about material things. But if you are doing Harinam and connected with service and connected to the books, Granthas, then Maya can never touch you. Therefore, we should always be absorbed in Harinam, Harikatha, and Hariseva. These three things are non-different. They are not separate from Guru. Therefore, Srila Gurudev came to Mathura and he spent so much time in the service of the books. At that time, there was no good water, no electricity. It was so hot in the summer and so cold in the winter. There were some old Babajis, Govinda Babaji, Purushottam Babaji, Adoksaj Babaji, Govardhan Das Babaji, Ras Bihari Prabhu, Ranganath Prabhu. In this way, there were some older people, and they would go and do bhiksha and collect some flour and so forth and bring it back to the mat. In this way, they maintained themselves. But Gurudev, he was engaged always in chanting his regulated amount of Harinam, Sankhya-purvak Nam, going to the different parikrama places, meeting with the devotees and chanting his Harinam, and always engaged in the book publication service. When the books began being published, then gradually the preaching developed more, and many bhaktas began coming to Srila Gurudev. Param Gurudev would come from Navadvip. He would send 200 rupees to maintain the mat from Navadvip. Gurudev would not spend these rupees. Also, Trivikram Maharaj would not spend anything from Param Gurudev. Instead, they would save this money and they would use it to publish the books. But also not that. When Param Gurudev would come, when he would call them to Navadvip Parikrama, they would go 4 months before Navadvip Parikrama for Bengal Prachar, like our brahmacharis also would go. In this way, they would all go and preach throughout the villages of Bengal and collect rice and invite everyone to Navadvip Parikrama. Then, at the end of that, they would give all that he had sent to Param Gurudev. They said, if our life is not engaged in service, and our time and energy is not engaged in service, then we will become fallen. Therefore, whatever we get, we should always offer to Gurudev. Otherwise, we are so far away from him. God is very far away from us. Param Gurudev, what would he do? he would invite everyone to Prikrama. Then how would he maintain the Prikrama? He would not ask for money from anyone. And where would the poor people, the poor villagers of Bengal bring money to him from? They could give 5 paisa, maybe 1 paisa, or even a half paisa at that time. 1 anna, 2 anna. If you had 2 anna, which is like a fraction of a paisa, which is a fraction of a rupee, you can imagine. If they gave 2 annas even, that is like a very big donation. So how would Param Gurudev maintain? Then there was one disciple of Prabhupada who owned a factory, and he had so much affection for Param Gurudev and all the devotees. The brahmacharis considered him to be like a parent, something like Santa. Whenever he would come to the mat, he would bring them gifts. He would bring them cloth, pencils, soap, shampoos, and so forth. Gurudev would say, "Oh, we would make a list." He would come and visit us every 2 weeks or every month, and the brahmacharis, they will all make lists. "Oh, bring this, bring that." Prabhupada would say, "Oh, why are you disturbing him?" But he would never tell Prabhupada, "Oh, I'm bringing this or I'm bringing that." He would wear an overcoat and hide all the gifts in his coat, because if Prabhupada heard directly that he was giving these gifts, he might become displeased. So at that time also, we see he would walk all the way from Mayapur. Why? Because you could not get a car or a carriage all the way into there. So he would bring all these gifts with him, and he would secretly give it to all the brahmacharis. Why? Oh, if they had some shirt that was torn, or in the rain and cold, if they didn't have a sweater, then he would give them so many different things. We see the brahmacharis were so renounced in the winter time, or here we see everything is so easy. Oh, we have nice carpets, warm clothes. But back then, what would they do? In the rainy season, they would turn the karais, the big walks, over upside down and sleep under them as like umbrellas or shelter from the rain. They were so renounced. So this Grahastha devotee was called Sanatan Prabhu, and the devotees would give him lists to bring next time. After Prabhupada disappeared, then he had so much love for Param Gurudev. He had a cloth factory, and he would save whatever money he could from that and give it to Param Gurudev, and in this way they would maintain the Navadvip Dham Parikrama. He would save throughout the whole year for this festival, and he had such an open heart. Gurudev would collect for 4 months. Sometimes Param Gurudev would take loans for some work. So Gurudev would go on Bhiksha to different villages. Trivakram Maharaj and my Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, they would all travel throughout different villages of Bengal and Bihar and so forth. And not only just for Navadvip, but for different festivals like the appearance of Prabhupada and so forth. In this way, they would go and invite everyone and collect a little flour or rice. Nowadays, we do not respect everyone. We look at others as very low and contemptible and show ourselves to be so great. But at that time, look at the nature of them back then and look at our nature now. Whoever would come, they would respect them, and with so much respect and love and affection, they would connect them. We are here only to break people. We do not want to bring people here. We want to break them away. And whoever is here also, we want to pull them down. We want to take the milk out of everyone. It's like milking a cow and then selling her to the butcher. So this is our nature. We want to take everything from everyone and then throw them aside. But then, instead of taking anything from anyone, they will give everything to them and connect them. We see Trivakram Maharaj, externally he was very strong, and people would be afraid to stand before him. Bam Goswami Maharaj, on the other side, he was very soft and sweet and peaceful. He would never speak harshly. And he was also completely detached. He would take anything special for himself. We see Trivakram Maharaj also, look at his service tendency. He would go on parikrama and come back, and then he would clean the toilets. Even though he was like a treasurer or vice president, they were engaged in so many services. He did so much service. They did not, in those times, have any big temples. Like nowadays we have Keshavji Gaudiya Mat and different mats, and they are so big, but back then they just had fields and a few rooms. It was a small area also, but still inside that small area they served thousands and thousands of people, 10 or 15,000 people. And in the winter time, in the rainy season, what would they do? They would turn over the walks and use them as shelter from the rains in the monsoon season. But they never lost faith in Guru and never left Guru. Why? Guru had given them this transcendental vision. They had received Guru Darshan. Therefore, what do we do now? Oh, you can serve someone so much, but still you cannot even keep an ant with you. But then, even if Guru tries to kick someone away so hard in 1,000 times, they will never leave. Now you may work so hard to try to keep someone with you, but it's not possible for you. So they would show who is God, who is Guru, who are the associates of the Lord, who are the Vaishnavas. Someone who can give you this darshan is very rare. Therefore Narottam Das Thakur said again and again, Chakshudan dilaje janme janme prabhu se. Not only for one life, Gurudev has helped us and saved us from millions of lifetimes of karma and of debt in this world. He has freed us from everything and given us darshan of the Lord and transcendental vision, not material darshan. Therefore, the glories of Srila Gurudev are so vast. If we hear these glories and try to always remember him, it is said that Gurudev's pastimes, his glories, his katha, you should every day remember this. When you wake up, remember Guru and worship Guru. Pratamam tu Gurus pumyam pujyam. Gurudev, Krishna himself says, first you must worship Guru and then worship me. Otherwise, all your activities will be nishvalam bhavet. Without worshipping Guru first of all, Krishna says everything will be fruitless. First, worship Guru and do Guru Puja. So, Guru Padma is so merciful. He has given us a place in the Vaishnava world, Vaishnava Jagat. He's given us the adhikar to serve. Ordinary people, they do not have this taste. You can tell more material people 1,000 times to serve Radha Krishna, to serve Vaishnavas, but without Karuna Shakti, without the mercy of the associates of the Lord, they will not have any inclination for this. But when we hear Karunam Gurumai Karuna Bailite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite, when we receive the mercy of the associates of Radharani. Radharani is the Kripa Ghana Murti, the condensed embodiment of all mercy, and she sends her mercy to this world with her associates. And if her associates give us their glance of mercy, then we can develop spiritual inclination. Therefore Radharani tells her, dear Manjari maidservants, go to the world and distribute this mercy of mine to the living entities and bring them here to Braj. Therefore these days are very special. These are the days of the associates of Radharani, their appearance and disappearance. To remember them and to glorify them, to hear about them, that is their worship, that is their aradhana. Therefore Mahaprabhu said, on the days of worshipping the Acharya, or on Madhavendra Puri's day, he said, today is the day to worship your Acharya. When Ishvara Puri was present, then, or Paramananda Puri was present, and Brahmananda Bharati and other associates of Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu would take everyone and he would worship Madhavendra Puri and pray to him. From morning time they would begin kirtan and glorification of Madhavendra Puri. In the evening time, Swarup Damodar Prabhu would say, now there is a request from the Guru Varga. Please take some prasad. Jagannath prasad is ready. Jagannath has come. If Jagannath prasad comes, then you should think Jagannath himself has come. Therefore, please honor this prasad. Then Mahaprabhu would take some prasad. Otherwise, he was doing so much kirtan, so much dancing, he would not eat. From morning he was dancing and doing kirtan. Gadadhar Pandit requested Mahaprabhu, Nityananda requested Mahaprabhu, please take some prasad. Prakeshwar Pandit. There were so many wonderful kirtaniyas and so much wonderful harikatha. This is the real nectar or ras, and this satisfies everyone. Sukadeva Goswami gave this ras to Pariksha Maharaj, and therefore he had no thirst or hunger for 7 days while he was hearing harikatha. So now we should properly honor these days. We have this great fortune and chance to hear their glories. Otherwise, nowadays, people have parties. They invite people in the afternoon and they have some party. They take some money, donations, and they feed them something and send them off. But it is not a proper festival without Harikatha and Kirtan. Without Harikatha and Kirtan, there is no festival or Utsav. So we should pray we never have this misfortune. Otherwise, you can find food everywhere, but you cannot find Hariras. This Hariras is present in Harikatha and Harikirtan. Therefore, where there is a Hariras Utsava, festival of Hariras, you should go to that place. And that is the Rasa Utsava, the festival of Ras, or divine transcendental nectar. In this way, they are distributing the Ras of Braj. When Krishna desires to preach and distribute this Ras, and to give this Aprakrita Ras, then he opened the Brasa Stali in Vrindavan, and he invited his Nityasiddhas. Especially we see he sends the Manjaris. Radharani's Manjaris are sent to this world to preach. Therefore we see mostly the Manjaris are coming. And Krishna says, oh, you should go and glorify Radharani, spread the glories of Radharani. Krishna said, even though I am not staying, also as Mahaprabhu, even though I am not staying, you must stay and distribute these glories. Now it is very late. We will hear more going forward. What is the nature of this festival? If someone has taken a drop of the feast at this festival, then we are not inviting flies or bees. Like when a flower blossoms, you do not need to invite the honeybees to drink the nectar of the flowers. When the tree blossoms and all the flowers are showing their beauty on the tree and the sweet fragrance, then naturally all the honeybees will come. So you do not need even to invite people like we see today. So many people are coming. Why? Simply by the fragrance of the glories of Srila Gurudeva, everyone is coming. We see when a calf is very thirsty and he calls out for his mother to give her milk, then when the calf approaches the milk, automatically her milk starts to fall and the calf drinks that milk. So Guru gives all his mercy to those disciples who are like the calves, always only one pointed to him and desiring only his mercy. Then his heart melts for them and he gives all that milk of his transcendental kindness, love and affection and ras. Therefore, it is not so easy to find such a pure Guru and to receive his mercy. Therefore, we should always try to be in that humble position. We should try to stay like the calf of Guru and Vaishnavas, not to develop such a big abhiman or ego. Otherwise, we will not be able to receive their mercy. We will go very far away from them. When we are very humble and like the calf, then Gurudev will give you all his snigdha, or his affection, and then he will give you the adhikar to serve in the spiritual world and all his seva adhikar. Therefore, Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru are both very important. Gurudev would describe that, look, Diksha Guru is the Swarup. Krishna says, Guru Krishna Rup Sastra Pranan, that Shiksha Guru Keta Jane Shikshara Krishna Swarup, that Shiksha Guru is like Krishna's Swarup, his inner mood, his personality, and Guru is like his own form. Diksha Guru is like his form. So we see that person as a Vaishnava, but for another person he is a Guru. Therefore, Vaishnavas are a Guru. We may see them as Vaishnava, but for another person they are Guru. Therefore we should learn to respect everyone, and that person will respect everyone and also never accept any offense. He will tolerate everything and he will connect everyone to Diksha Guru, or to their eternal spiritual master. Diksha Guru will help you enter transcendental service and achieve the service of Srimati Radharani. When he sees that his disciple has progressed, then mercifully he will help them progress even further until they are in directly the service of Srimati Radhika as her maidservant. In this way, we need the help of both Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru. Gurudev would describe the glories of Shiksha Gurus and Diksha Gurus many times. And in this way, he taught everyone and made everyone very strong. And he wanted everyone to take this responsibility to serve. He said, I am giving this responsibility to everyone, but you should understand this responsibility and take it up. Therefore, if someone would ask Gurudev, oh, if you leave, what will happen? Gurudev said, I am not going. If I leave, then I will leave 100 incarnations of myself behind. Before I leave, do not worry. I am making each heart like a temple. I am not making temples out of bricks and mud. There was no shortage of Gurudev. He had so much wealth could have come. He could have made 1,000 temples. But he said, I do not want to make these. I want to bring everyone to Vrindavan. And I want to make everyone's hearts into temples and kunjas of Vrindavan. Otherwise, I do not want to see people only fighting over temples and buildings. And if there are so many temples there, then they will not come to Vrindavan. And also, they can travel everywhere and preach and attract everyone to come to Vrindavan. And they will understand the glory of Vrindavan. Otherwise, if there aren't so many temples in the West, they will think this is the same as Braj. We do not need to go to Braj. Braj, oh, wherever we are, that is enough. Oh, we are here, devotees are here, this is like Braj. We do not need to go to Vrindavan. What is the specialty of Vrindavan? What is so great about Vrindavan? But unless we come to this pastime place of Braj, where all the ras is present, then we will not get real anubhav or awareness of this transcendental ras. We cannot understand the glories of Braj. It is not possible without making connection to the Dham itself. Therefore, Gurudev would say, I am bringing everyone to Vrindavan and Braj. Therefore, Gurudev would always go throughout Braj. When Gurudev established the Rup Sanatan Mat and Gopinath Bhavan and the Gopinath Mat, then Gurudev would travel there. But we see Gurudev, he stayed mostly in Mathura. Why? He said, oh, my Gurudev gave me a place in Mathura. Why? Gurudev said, oh, until I bring all the Mathura Basis and I give them, completely fulfill them with the anurag of Radharani and Krishna, then I will not consider my work complete. Therefore, Gurudev always focused especially on Radhastami and taught everyone the glories of Radharani and engaged them all in her service. Gurudev would do Harikatha until 10 in the morning and Kirtan on Radhastami. And also, so many Kirtaniyas would come and they would do so many nice sweet Kirtans about Radharani, and everyone became so talented and qualified. And we see all over the Mathura they would have parties doing the Kirtan of Radharani. Many acharyas would come. My Guru Maharaj came, and they would not go to Varshana to see Radhastami. Instead, they would come to Keshavji Gaudiya Mat. Why? So many different groups came with so many gifts for Radharani, and they would do such wonderful Kirtan. Gurudev, once, Bham Goswami Maharaj said to Gurudev when he observed Radhastami, oh, this is no longer Mathura, this is no longer Krishna's place or Kamsa's place. Instead, this is Braj itself. This is Braj Patan, like a branch of Braj. That Prabhupada's Brajapatan from Mayapur has come here. Now my Guru Maharaj's desire is fulfilled. On Radhastami, I saw when everyone came, then Gurudev was so merciful, he gave everything to everyone. And in the evening, then there was different like cultural demonstrations. Gurudev would give many gifts to the different Brajbasis, and we see many like dance performances were done and different singing and so forth. Gurudev would do different programs and they would invite Gurudev. We see Gurudev would go. Sometimes he would walk to different houses without announcing himself and arrive, or he would go to Ram or Krishna Janmabhoomi, and Gurudeva would arrive in all these different program places. He never had any pride or ego. Even though he was such a great personality, he would walk to different houses and he would take rickshaw. Many people told him, "Oh, Gurudev, I will give you a nice car, or 2 or 4 cars even." But Gurudev said, "Look, now I do not want to make a burden on anyone. As long as God is present with me and given me strength, then I will walk everywhere." Once someone told Gurudev, "Oh, every morning you go for the morning walk." Gurudev would say, "Oh," he would say, "I'm going to one place," but then he would go to another place. And in this way he would go to many different houses of the Brajbasis. He would go even to the very poor people. Once he went to the home of a washer family, and they would use donkeys to help them transport the cloth, and they would cook with this donkey dung. But they had so much love and faith. Gurudev therefore would go to everyone's homes, and he had no pride. We see what now most acharyas they want. They will not go anywhere without a nice car or a jet. But we see Gurudev would walk all throughout Braj Mandal for 50, 60 years. And when Gurudev would meet with people, he would say, "Oh, what is Krishna doing now? Where is Krishna now? What is Radharani doing now? Where is Krishna? And where are you?" Gurudev, even though he was moving around, internally he was always in the transcendental world. In this way, Gurudev would move everywhere to give people a transcendental vision and to connect them to the spiritual world. But most people, they have become maddened by drinking Maya Ras. If you drink Hari Ras, you become maddened in Hari Ras. Hari Ras Madira Madari Matta. You become intoxicated by that Hari Ras and become like a mad person. On the other hand, if you take Jada Ras, then you become mad in another way, and you see the people who have taken Hari Ras and you think, "Oh, they are such crazy people. Why are they acting like this? Why are they always moving around? Why are they always dancing and singing and hearing katha and so forth?" And they would see Gurudev, "Oh, all day and night he is absorbed in this way." So we should always remember our Guru Varga, Srila Gurudev, not only for one day or in the morning or in the evening, but always. Then we can understand, and we will always be present with him and with the Guru Varga. And it's very easy for us. We will be present with God and have relationship with him. Today we will stop here. Otherwise, the brahmacharis may become disturbed and say, "Oh, the rotis are getting cold." Gorpram Nandi, Hari Hari Bol. Hot ghee rotis. Chalo.